Hello, everyone. Today we are going to read an article about the rise of the mammone, and that is basically Italians who still live at home after they are adults. So it should be an interesting article. All right. Hello, Anna. How are you today?
Hi, teacher. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And you?
Good. It
I
is
took
very
it.
good. Is it okay that I call you Anna instead of Anna Carolina, or would you prefer?
Yes, yes. Whatever.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. I always forget the second name.
No
So,
problem at all.
okay. And hello, Ramon. How are you today?
Hello, I'm fine. And you?
Good. Now let's see if I can get your country right this time. Mexico.
No, Brazil.
Ah, okay, Brazil. Because you're one of the people I seem to not remember. So, I'm sorry. And hi, Amari. How are you? It's been a long time since I've seen you.
Oh, yes, teacher. I know. I was too busy here. I'm
Uh,
fine. Thank you for asking. You?
very good. Very good. Now remind me. You are from Mexico?
No, I'm from Brazil, the city is
Brazil.
São Paulo, but I am living in Mexico. Because of this, you
Okay.
have this confusing.
Yeah, so that's okay. So I did remember Mexico, right? That you're living there, but you're from Brazil. Okay,
Yes, yes.
yeah, okay. That's probably why I guessed Mexico from Ramon too. So, but I guess every country except for Brazil. So,
Okay.
and
No, no worries.
Anton, wow, Anton, you're up really late or early. Good morning.
Oh, hi, Holly.
Hi, what time is it right now in Russia?
Oh, it's 8 a.m.
Is it
Yeah.
8 a.m.? Wow. For some reason, I thought it was much about 3 or 4 or 5 a.m. Okay,
Oh,
awesome. And let's see, and let's see. Hello, Ava. How are you?
Hi, doing good, thank you.
Excellent. Remind me, you are from
I'm
Brazil,
from No, I'm from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Okay, I'm getting all the countries wrong. So, excuse me,
Don't
Kako,
worry.
Kako. So,
Hi,
hi. How are you? You're from Brazil, though, right?
Yes, teacher.
Excellent, excellent. And hello, Heidi. Good morning. What time
Hello?
is it? What time is it now in Japan?
No, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I guess that's true. It feels much earlier than it really is. So, okay. Awesome. Well, welcome, everyone. Today we are going to read an article about the mammone. And I think that's how you pronounce it. It's an Italian word. Heidi, you've spent time in Italy. Do you think that's probably how to pronounce it, or do you know?
Yes,
Okay.
mammone.
Amon. Okay. Yeah, right. So we're going to read this article, and it should be kind of interesting, and then we can compare it to our own countries and so forth. All right. Besides Heidi, has anybody else been to Italy in this class? Okay. So myself and Heidi, and so no one else yet. Anyone else want to go to Italy?
Me. About
Okay.
it.
Okay. So Marie wants to go to Italy. Anyone else? Anton?
Yes, yes, me, Ramon.
Ramon, you want to go to Italy? Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
me too, one day.
one day. Okay, Eva.
Oh, me
Excellent.
too.
Yeah, and Anna Carolina. All right. Yeah, it is a beautiful country. The thing about it I found really interesting is I am a Pepsi-aholic, but when I was in Italy, I never drank it. It was like really, it was just like either water or wine. So amazing. So okay, so what we're going to do is start out with some vocabulary words, and for some of you this will be easy because of the level, but hopefully it will raise your confidence. So what we're going to do is match the underlined words to their definitions. So we have let me go ahead and quickly read the definitions, and then you guys I'll have each one of you read a sentence. A, become an adult or start to behave like an adult. B, health, happiness, and fortunes of a person or group. C, make stronger. D, persuade someone to do something. E, suffer the bad results of doing something risky. And F, the number of people who are without work. Okay, so let's start with Amaury, I'm sorry. Could you read the number 1?
Of course, unemployment is very high in this country. Nobody can find a job.
Okay, so what would unemployment be?
For example, I have a company and I needed two employees to work for me. So unemployment is there are no people to work. I think.
Well, it's the other way around. When you have unemployment,
Uh-huh.
it's the people who do not have work.
Okay, do not. Okay,
Yeah, so
I got it.
so that would be right here, down here. So that would be the letter F. So unemployment would be the number of people who are without work. So you have a company? You own a company?
Oh no, teacher. I think
Okay.
I
I was
got
like,
lost. Sorry.
I didn't know that about you. I was like, wow, I thought you were a student or worked or I didn't. Okay, so you don't own a company. Okay, so yeah, so if you were without work, you would be part of the unemployed. Okay, so all right, so that would be F. Anna Carolina, could you read number 2?
His recent behavior reinforces my opinion that he is very lazy.
Okay, so what would reinforce be?
Reinforce makes stronger. Makes it
Yes,
stronger.
perfect. Something that makes stronger. Perfect. All right. And Anton, can you read number 3?
Mark behaves like a child. He will never grow up. Um, Let me find it.
Okay.
It's A.
Yes, it is A. So to grow up is to become an adult, or at least start acting like one, behave like an adult. And one thing that's interesting with this phrasal verb "grow up," we have the word "to grow up," and we also have the word "to grow." And it's very common. Sometimes I'll hear people use "grow up" with other things other than people. But the only people who can actually grow up are children. So sometimes I'll hear people say, "Yeah, the town has grown up very much," but actually the town has grown very much. So that's a very common error I hear sometimes. Okay, number 4, Kako, can you read that one?
These days, nobody cares about the welfare of children in poor countries. Welfare, letter B, health, happiness, and fortunes of a person or group.
Perfect, excellent. All right, and Eva, could you read number 5?
Yes, 5. He tried to encourage me to go to the party, but I didn't want to go. Encourage is persuade someone to do something.
Yeah, so he tried to encourage me. So he tried to persuade. Yes, in this respect, that is what it means. And Heidi, could you read number 6?
Jack paid a price for drinking too much last night. His head really hurt now. A. Suffer his bad result of doing something risky.
Yes. All right. So he paid a price by drinking too much. How many of us have done that before? We've paid a price for having too much fun during the weekend or something like that. So, all right. Are there any questions about these words. So let's go on to the reading. What we're going to do is choose the best answer for each question, and then check your responses by reading the article on the page. So as a group, I thought maybe we would guess these answers, and then we will check our answers. So Ramon, can you read the first question and give your opinion on what the answer would be?
Mm-hmm. Okay, number one. How many Italian adults between 18 to 34 years old still live with their parents? I guess it's the letter B, 33%.
33%. Okay. Okay. That is. I'll put R as your guess. Anna Carlina, what is your guess?
About what?
This
Okay.
question.
How many Italian adults between 18 24 years old still living with their parents?
Yeah.
I bet it's the letter B as well.
Okay, you think it's the letter B as well. Okay, Anton, what is your guess? 10%, 33%, or 66%?
Okay, let's make some difference. Let it be A.
Okay, so you're gonna guess letter A, just to mix it up a little bit. Okay, all right. And Kako, how about you? What is your guess?
My guess is letter B, teacher.
Okay, your guess is letter B. Perfect. And Ava, what number do you think is the correct answer?
I think the correct answer is 33%.
33%. Awesome. All right. And Heidi, how about you?
I have 4 Italian friends. They are living with their parent or mother, so maybe 66%.
Okay, that's where you are. Okay. All right. And interesting how all of your initials spelled a word we've got here. Race. Race. Okay. Anyway, I'm being weird. So Anna Carolina, I guess you saw that humor too. So Anna Carolina, number 2, could you read that one?
When was the global financial crisis? In 1929.
that was
Okay.
one, definitely.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I will take a shot because I have no idea.
Okay.
Letter A?
Okay, letter A. All right.
I don't know.
Okay. And what we could actually change this sentence to be when was the most recent global financial crisis? That's another way you could say that. All right. So Anton, what is your guess? Or do you know the answer?
12. In 2012.
2012. Okay. And Kako?
My guess is letter B, teacher. When the banks bankrupt in the US.
Mm-hmm. So when the banks went, we would say when the banks went bankrupt. And I'm going to start using the Google chat. So we would say went bankrupt.
Went bankrupt.
Mm-hmm. And that's actually when the bubble burst on the real estate market as well. Yeah. Okay. And Eva, what is your answer for number 2?
I think it's B.
B as well. Okay. All right. And Heidi.
I remember Greece crisis. It happened 2012.
Okay. Yeah, there have been several different financial downfalls recently. So, and Ramon, what is your guess?
I guess letter B.
Letter B. Okay. All right. And number 3, Anton, could you read that one?
Okay. How many Italian adults between 18 and 34 years old were living with their parents before the financial crisis.
Okay, and what is your guess, Anton?
Let it be B.
Letter B, okay. And Kako?
I think it is letter B, teacher.
B, okay. And Eva, what is your guess?
I think it's A.
A, okay. And Heidi?
I think letter A as well.
Okay. And Ramon?
I guess, let me see here, I guess it's B.
Okay. And Anna Carolina?
A.
A. So this one was separated by the sexes. No, I guess not. Wait. No, it never. Yeah, it was. But I put A down for Eva. Sorry about that. So I can't write. Okay. All right. And number 4, Kako, could you read that one?
What is the unemployment level in Italy at the moment? Letter A, 10%. Letter B, 20%. Letter C, 50%. I think it is letter B, 20%.
20%. Okay. And Eva, what is your guess?
I think also that is B.
Okay. And Heidi?
For 50%.
Okay. And Ramon?
I guess it's 50%.
Okay. And Anna Carolina?
50%.
Okay. And Anton?
20%.
20%. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the article and guess our answers. Okay. So, rise of the mammone. 2/3 of young Italian adults live at home with their parents. In Italy's current economic situation, youth unemployment is approaching 50%. So we know the answer to the 4th question already. So unemployment is 50%. Okay, so all right, we have, it looks like, okay, so one, okay. So number 1, Ramon, can you read that one?
Yes. 2 in 3 young adult Italians now live with their parents, according to official figures that seem to reinforce the stereotype of the mammone, the Italian child who never grows up.
All right, thank you. Number 2, Anna Carolina, could you read that one?
Sure. The Eurostat figures show that nearly 7.5. Oh my gosh. Sorry. The
No,
Eurostat figures show that nearly 7.4 million, or 66% of 18 to 34 years old, are now living at home, compared with around 60% before the financial crisis in 2008. According to observers, the fact most young adults have not left the family nest, oh my gosh, is a result of Italy's economic situation, with youth unemployment almost 50%.
all right, thank you. And
That's
Heidi,
everything. Sorry.
yeah, no worries. Heidi, could you read number 3?
The newspaper La Stampa said the new figures showed that the Italian family was a place of welfare. However, around 60% of young adults were living with their parents before 2008. This fact suggests that the Italian culture might also be important.
Okay, all right. And Anton, could you read until here, babies? So read this part from here to here.
Okay. In 2010, a minister in the last government of Silvio Berlusconi wanted laws that encourage young people to leave home by 18. The Innovation Minister, Renata Brunetta, said it was needed to deal with the culture of mommy's boys and big babies.
Okay, and Eva, could you read the rest? Eva? Okay, I wonder if there's a problem there. So, Kako, could you read the rest?
Mr. Brunetta added, all these young people think they're living in a free hotel, and actually there is a price they pay. It allows their parent to keep control of them emotionally, socially, and financially.
Okay, all right. And this word, we actually pronounce the H. So instead of hotel, hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah. All right. Hotel. All right. So, first of all, are there any words or phrases in here that you do not know? So everybody's fine. Welcome back, Ramon.
Yes, I'm sorry, my
Welcome back.
connection gave some problem. Yes, but I'm there.
No worries. No worries. It happens. Hello, Sabrina. Welcome. So Sabrina, we just finished reading the article, and we'll have the class tell you what the article said. But we will answer these questions. So number one, how many Italian adults between 18 and 34 years old still live with their parents? So who was correct?
Heidi.
66% or
Yeah, and if
2 in 3.
Two-thirds or 66%. So if I had was able to circle this, I'd put a big star next to Heidi's initial. So very well done, Heidi. Okay, so when was the global financial crisis? Does anybody remember that answer?
2008.
2008, yeah. I think 2012, there was also some other things that happened that made it even worse, but the big one most recently was in 2008. Exactly. All right, so it's 2008 here. Actually, yeah, 2008. I was looking at the wrong thing. All right, and number 3, how many Italian adults between 18 and 34 years old were living with their parents before the financial crisis?
Letter C, 6%.
60%.
60%.
So none of us got it right. So there's only a 6% increase. So the next one, what is the unemployment level in Italy at the moment?
Letter C.
Yes, for young adults it is 50%. Now, question for you. Let's talk about your own countries. So we have Russia, Japan, Brazil, and Sabrina, I can't remember what country you are from.
Brazil.
You're from Brazil. Okay, so we have 4 people from Brazil. Okay, so first of all, let's ask Anton. And Anton, how old do people leave home most of the time when they in Russia?
Uh, I think it's about 20 years.
About 20? About 20 years old, in their 20s somewhere, okay?
Yeah.
And Heidi, how about in Japan?
Until 2 years ago, Japanese yen was appreciating to other currency, very expensive. So many companies went out from Japan, and China was some cheaper countries. But now Chinese wages getting higher and higher, and even Japanese currency is getting lower. So many companies are returning to Japan. So now, maybe 10%.
Oh, I think you misunderstood my question.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how old are people when they leave home?
Leave home. I thought
Yeah.
unemployment percentage.
Oh, I know. I was like, I think she's asking another, doing this question. But yeah, how old are kids, people when they leave home?
At first, 18 years old, because people want to study in a better university. It's concentrated in Tokyo and Osaka.
Okay, so I'm going to put 18-ish, which means around 18.
Yeah,
Okay.
next after graduating, they leave.
So basically after school.
Yeah, but still over 30 years old, still living with their parents. Maybe, it's very difficult.
Yeah. Okay. So and Anna Carolina, how about in Brazil? How
The unemployment or
no?
people,
How old are people when they leave home?
well, it depends on the family, I guess. The average age is about 25 years old, where they finish university.
Okay, so
But
20s. So after school.
yes, university, college. But there are some people that are, can I say, parasite single,
Excuse me.
or it doesn't exist? Ah, my gosh, I guess I am invented a
They
word.
don't go out.
So what is it, Sabrina? What did you say?
Some of the families, the children, they don't go out of the family's house. This is the
Yes,
problem. They
Okay.
marry and stay at home.
Okay, so some never do leave home in
Yeah.
Brazil.
Okay, thank you.
some are still single, and sometimes people get married and they live with their mother-in-law, their father-in-law. Poor people, they build a kind of second floor, you
Uh-huh.
know,
Uh-huh. They
uh,
have families stay
in
together.
the slums.
Okay. Now, question for you. For a parasite single, that's an interesting phrase. I've never heard of that. So just when it comes to English words, what is a word for a person who is single? Does anybody know?
Is it bachelor?
Bachelor. Okay, this is for a guy, a bachelor, and of course for a girl, it is bachelorette. Bachelorette.
Um,
Okay, and like I must have spelled it wrong. Let's see. Okay, so a bachelorette is not and not accepted, but oh well. That is a word. What is the word? Does anybody know for a name of a slang of a woman who never marries? And it's kind of negative. It can be considered negative. Anybody know what that one would be? If you've heard it. Any guess?
Here in Brazil, we use a word as aunt. It was aunt,
Aunt.
aunt.
Aunt. Okay, aunt. And it's in English. Aunt, of course, would be is any sibling of a child, sibling of a father or mother. So that a sister of a father or a mother. So that would be,
Yes,
yeah,
literally, it is. In Portuguese, we use uh,
aunt.
the word for the sister of a father or mother,
Uh huh.
and to designate a woman that is not married, um,
Okay. Yeah.
a mature woman,
Not married. Yeah.
not
Mature.
married.
Yeah.
It is used to designate female teacher
Ah.
as
Okay.
well.
Or a librarian or something like that.
Yeah.
So in English we have it's a slang word for a mature lady who is not married, and the word is it's kind of negative if you really want to make it that way, but it's an old maid. Um, but what's really funny about, and I think it's kind of the sexist part of the English language, there is no word to indicate a man who's not married in a negative form. The only word that they use is bachelor. So I think that's why people added bachelorette. So
Maybe a single man is a player.
no, that's usually it's a single. Could be, but what about these old men who've never married and they never played around? So you could say like a gigolo as well. Um, gi-
Uh,
uh,
a
gigolo,
silver fox
silver
player.
fox. I've never,
A silver fox player.
I've never heard that player. I have, but silver fox, that would make sense. But
Something like that, you know. When a man has gray hair, I
hmm
heard something like that,
wow,
but
I've never heard that one.
I must be muddly.
No, it just means I haven't heard it. So that's good. I'll write it down. So I have learned
No,
new
I
slang.
wouldn't write if I were you because I'm not sure if I am right, you know.
Okay, well, we'll make it up now, Anna, and then now that we'll have all these people watch this recording, and then they'll say a silver fox, and then we'll move on, and then we can take credit for it. So, because that's a good word, but old maid is a woman though. So, but anyway, let's go on. So let's check understanding, and so Sabrina can get more of an idea about what we read. So anybody remember, why are more Italian adults living with their parents? Anybody remember that answer?
Yes, because there are many, there are more Italian unemployed because of the international crisis.
Uh-huh. Because of the financial crisis, the international financial crisis. Perfect. But it's only a 6% raise, though. That's interesting, though. What is the reason why so many Italian adults were living with their parents before 2008?
Italian men are very famous for as a mama's boy.
Yes, exactly.
Italian mama control our family. So
Uh-huh.
if their husband was very weak against their wives.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's how a lot of Finnish families are too. The women is usually a lot stronger. So the women in Finland, a lot of the women will usually ask the guys out because the guys are too shy, and then the guy will end up take over. But um, interesting. Yeah. So have you seen that, Heidi? Have you? Do you know any guy who, even if he didn't have the money, he would still be at home? Even if he had the money, he'd still be at home?
Yes, before I mentioned, I have four of
Or
Italian friends.
uh-huh.
They are living with their mom. Before, two of my friends were living in Japan. then we talk to each other in Italian. I learned Italian from them. Yeah, they always boast their mom. Their cooking is very good, or a lot of things.
Wow. So they already they always boasted about their mom, about how well she cooked.
Yeah. Then I've never heard about their fathers.
That is funny. So, all right, number 3. Why did the Italian innovation minister want new laws? Does anybody?
He says it is necessary to end the culture of mommy's babies, something like that.
Yeah, or to encourage young people to leave
Encourage.
Home. Yeah. Let's go ahead and to encourage young people to leave home by 18. And so, which is because they didn't want to encourage the mama's boys, which is what you were talking about, or the big babies. So how did he describe the Italian culture?
Mommy's boys and big babies.
Perfect. He described it as a culture of mummies, boys, and big babies. Now, mummies or mommies, that's American English or British English. And this one I have, we've got mummies. Boys, but in American English, that U under mummies would be actually mommy, an O in American English. So, okay, number 5. According to the minister, what are the disadvantages of young adults who live at home with their parents? Anybody
their parents have a control over them, emotionally, financially.
Okay.
And socially.
All right. All right. So let's talk about this. Anton, do you agree that if an adult is living at home, that their parents control them?
Yes, of course, I am agree with that statement.
Okay. Does anybody disagree with this statement? Okay, so everybody agrees. I'm not sure. It depends on the family, but possibly in Italy, I think it's the same. But there are some families that have adult kids at home, and there's no control. But so, all right. Yes, Kako?
Maybe the minister's intention was to encourage them leave home in order to promote a greater a bigger increasing of the economy. When they leave home, we'll have to consume, to buy things, to buy stuffs, and then the economy will be, how can I say, boost. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So so to increase, that's a very good idea, and I think Anna Carolina actually wrote that as well. She was the one that said boost the economy. So I think that's actually a true statement, because if you stay at home, you're not having to spend as much money in different areas. Or you don't even have to get a job. Now, Heidi, in your experience, do the mammones that you know do these people that live at home, do they have jobs and they just are staying home because they're mama's boys?
Yeah, in Italy, the economy is very bad, so there are a lot of unemployed.
Okay, so many of them are unemployed. Okay. Yeah.
They are being given some allowance from government.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the normal around Europe, that if you're unemployed, you get some type of allowance. Um, where in the States, you don't get it the same way. You do get unemployment, but only for a certain amount of time. So let's match these words to form the phrases from the text. So we have youth, financial, family, young, mummies, adults, boys, crisis, nest, unemployment. Let's start with Sabrina. Can you, even though you didn't read the text, do you think you can match one of these?
Um, Focus on the text.
Yeah.
It's for me.
Excuse me.
I don't understand what I need to do.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's no worries. We'll skip you since you didn't read the text. That's not a problem. Anna Carolina, can you start? Can you choose one of these?
Okay, financial crisis.
Financial crisis. Perfect. Okay. Okay. And Anton, can you choose one?
Mommy's boys. 5.
Mummy's boys. Perfect. Mummy's boys. Okay. And Kako.
Family nest.
Family nest. Yes. Okay. And Heidi.
Young adult.
Young adults. Very good. And then the final one, Ramon.
F. Youth unemployment.
Youth unemployment, good. All
How
right.
can I pronounce the first word? Is youth?
Yeah, what it is, it's like the letter U and then with a TH, youth.
Youth. That's it.
Yeah.
Youth
Yeah.
unemployment.
So just remember, you can say you and then just add the sound youth. The TH is actually quite excuse me, quite difficult to say. So, but youth. Okay. Now, question for you guys: in Brazil, does anybody know what the youth unemployment is, or unemployment at all?
My
The
guess is something.
unemployment
Kako, let's start with Kako.
the unemployment rate in in general is 5.3%.
Okay, so the unemployment rate in general um, in Italy is 5.3%. That's not bad.
No, in Brazil.
So did I say Italy? I'm sorry, I meant Brazil. I've had students say it was in Finland. I was being kind of a case like this, and this guy looked at me and he said, "Holly, are you really like this, or are you doing this to make us feel good?" So when I make mistakes like that. So Japan, Heidi, what is the unemployment rate in Japan?
Yeah, before I mentioned around 10% now.
That's right, 10% because companies are coming back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and how about in Russia? Anton, do you know?
I'm not sure because now it's raises.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's about 20%.
Okay. Okay. So it's about 20%. So 20% ish. So you're not completely sure exactly what that is. So you can put ish after a lot of numbers, not knowing really what it is. Okay, and I'm looking right now. Unemployment rate in the U.S. is, I think it's based on state. I think it's about. I'm just gonna put an estimate as well because the last time I checked, at least in Idaho, it was about 6%. So I think the national average is about 8%. It might be lower than that, but it's not very bad. So, all right. So, does everybody? Question for you. We have this word family nest. Does anybody know what this word means?
This
No.
translational word.
Which word?
The
Nest?
word I just wrote. Empty nest.
Um, well, when a nest is
Without.
empty.
It's home without.
My God.
Anton?
Ah,
It is home without kids.
Yes.
Empty.
So this when we talk about an empty nest, it is a home after the kids leave. So in Italy, it sounds like there's not a lot of empty nests. So and if you talk about if somebody says to you, "I am an empty nester," it means that their children have already gone, and it's just the husband and wife, or possibly if you're single, just you again. So that's another phrase that you can take out of this. So empty nest or empty nester is the couple that they have no children anymore. So you have the family nest that is, of course, husband, wife, and children. Okay. So we have young adults. Young adults is usually 20 somethings. If you're a young adult, we could also say, I'll also call you a 20 something. Youth unemployment. A mommy's boy, or are there a lot of mommy's boys in your country? Heidi, are there many mommy's boys in Japan?
Yeah, even in Japan there are many mommy boys. But if you say, "Oh, you are a mommy boy," maybe they shameful. This kind of discrimination at all, or they don't want to say that.
Yeah, so it's a kind of like old maid. It's kind of a negative term.
Yeah.
And Anton, how about in Russia? Are there a lot of mommy's boys in Russia?
Oh, I think it's so many of them.
Okay. I've also heard. I've also heard. Tell me if this is true. That in Moscow and St. Petersburg, there's a lot of young men who drive very, very nice cars, but they don't actually have a home. They just they couch.
Yeah, it's true. I lived in Moscow. I know that stuff. Actually, in Moscow and Petersburg, they have big prices on
Yeah. So they couch
apartment.
surf.
They just can't afford it, and just wait while the parents passed away, and they can use apartments.
The parents, yeah, okay. And Ramon, how about in Brazil? Are there mommy's boys in Brazil?
I think there are. I think there is Mama's Boy, but it's not that common. And anyway, it would be a negative term if you tell something like that to someone.
Okay, anywhere else?
But I know some. I have at least 5 or 6
Friends?
friends who are members. Yes.
Mommy's boy, really?
Yes,
Mommy's boys.
yes, they still live with their mother.
Oh,
They
wow,
are more than
wow,
35, I guess.
wow. Sabrina, do you also know people who are mommy's boys?
A lot.
Really?
Yes, because here it's normal. The people don't like to leave her moms and their parents, so it's terrible. And yes, some people work, have money, but they don't want to pay their rent, a house, but they have a car, they go out in the weekends, so it's a little crazy, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I personally only know one person who is um, an adult and still living at home and has never lived away from home except for school. And she's, I think, in her 30s now, and she's just waiting for a husband, I guess. I'm not sure. So, Anna Carolina, do you know people who are mama's boys?
Yes, I know, and I don't see it with good eyes. Can I say
Say it
something like
again.
that? I don't see it with good eyes.
Okay, I don't
Is
see
it?
it with good eyes. I understand. I've never heard that phrase, but I
No,
understand it.
yes, it's a Brazilian expression.
Oh, okay. So,
Um,
it's
okay, for me it's not okay.
yeah.
And some people, after they got a divorce,
Uh-huh.
they they return to their parents' home,
Mhm.
and I don't think it's okay either, because they are taking advantage of their parents, you know.
Mhm. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. And Kako, do you know people who are mommy's boys? Kako?
Holly, she must be away.
Uh-oh. Holly?
Holly, can you hear us? Teacher,
Holly,
please, please.
no,
No, we
we can
can't.
hear
No,
you.
we can't hear you.
No,
Oh,
now we can. I heard when you said, "Oh,
hello?
yes."
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
I'm like, what? What's going on? uh, so, I was like, okay. So if uh, anyway, let's go ahead and finish number one here. Sabrina, can you do that one?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe uh, financial crisis is very high. There are
Okay.
no financial crisis.
Uh-huh. It's actually not that one.
No? Oh,
It's this one right here.
okay.
But
Okay. Youth unemployment.
uh-huh. Okay. Youth unemployment is very high. Okay. Right. Number two, Ramon, can you do that one?
Mhm. Richard is such a mom's boy. He can't imagine living on his own.
Yeah, and I'm writing this in American English just so you guys can see it. Richard is such a mommy's boy. He can't imagine living on his own. All right, number three, Anton.
many people cannot go shopping because of the financial crisis.
Perfect. Financial crisis. Perfect. All right, and number four, um, Anna Carolina. Can you do that one?
Kate loves her parents so much. He, she doesn't want to leave the family nest.
Perfect. Family nest. And welcome back, Kako. Apparently, I left too, and I didn't know I had. So it was like all of a sudden. So, Kako, are you able to speak now? Okay. So, anybody, a lot of something want to have their own home and live independently. So, what is this answer here?
Young adults.
Young adults. Perfect. Okay. All right.
Adults.
Adults. So, Adults or adults, both of them are correct. As far as the pronunciation, both of them are correct. All right. So what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages for young adults who still live at home with their parents? So what do you think, Ramon?
So I guess the advantage would be because you can save a little bit of money if you are, especially
Mm-hmm.
if you are employed,
Uh-huh.
and of course you have someone to help you in many things. But the disadvantage is because you can't manage your own life. You every time you are going to do something, you have to tell to your parents, maybe to your brother, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. I guess you don't have freedom
Uh-huh.
if you
You
live
can't
with them
manage your own life.
for. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Don't have a space.
No space, no privacy, no space, no privacy. Okay. All right. And Anna Carolina, what do you think?
Um, well, the advantages are they can save money, take advantage of their parents. They have someone to cook, to clean, to
a,
do the laundry.
a maid,
I
a
made
maid,
for free. I
a
made
free
for
a
free.
free maid.
Yes. How can I say? A cow. A cow what?
What?
Teacher. The expression when you get money. A cow cash.
Account an accountant or
No. Uh, it's an expression using the word cow, the animal,
oh,
cow.
okay, a cash cow.
A cash cow. Yes, their
That's
parents.
the only one I can think of. So, Anton, how about you? What are some advantages or disadvantages of living at home?
Oh, well, it's all said for me.
Okay, it's all here. Okay, Kako, can you see any other advantages or disadvantages of living at home? If you can speak. Yay, he can.
Okay, teacher, can you repeat, please? Hey, teacher,
Still live at home.
can you repeat, teacher, please?
The first question, Kako.
The first question right here.
What do you think are the advantages and disadvantages for young adults who still live at home with their parents?
Yeah. So this is what we have so far. Can you think of any more?
Okay, I think they experiment the comfort, the safety of the the,
Mm.
um, the home,
Hmm. Safe environment. That's a good one.
safe
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
Um, as a disadvantage, I see that they last more. They need a longer time to feel mature for
Yeah.
life,
Yeah. So they basically
to reach maturity.
yeah. Excellent. All right, thank you. It looks like we are out of time. I do want to thank you all for your participation. I would encourage you guys just to, if you would like grammar, to download this lesson because there is some grammar practice here, and it's actually quite good, and it's fairly easy too. So for those of you who want to do that, and again, you would find the worksheet right. My, yeah, you'd find the worksheet right here. Just press on this link right there. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for your participation, and I'll see you at another time. Thank you all. Bye.
See you.
Thank you,
Thank
Holly.
you, teacher.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank